The manager measures the breasts of 3 women. The third woman says, is it necessary to measure our breasts in order to work as a nanny? The manager says, our boss wants the perfect woman for raising the children. The second woman says, if you don't like all this, then you can leave. The third woman says, no, I really need the job. The manager brings all 3 inside and says, each of you will have to take care of the children for 1 week. After that, it will be decided who should get the permanent job. Wait here, I'll bring the children. The manager leaves. The second woman says, I came here to make a place in the owner's life. The first woman says, I also want a chance with him. The third woman says, I just came for the job. The manager brings the children. The daughter is in a wheelchair. The son is just a few months old. The second woman says, is this the boss's daughter? The manager says, yes, and she has an incurable disease. Will you be able to take care of her? The second woman says, yes, of course. The manager says, from tomorrow your trial will start. The next day, the first woman grumbles while cooking food and tries to feed the daughter. The daughter keeps her mouth tightly shut. The first woman shouts, eat. The daughter jerks and throws down the food. The first woman starts forcing the food into the daughter's mouth. The daughter bites her hand. The first woman leaves. The manager comes and asks, are you okay? The daughter says, I gave her a good bite. The manager puts a cross mark against the first woman. The next week, the second woman's service starts. The daughter says, take me to the washroom. The second woman says, you are a trouble for me. The daughter says, hurry up. The second woman pushes the wheelchair. The daughter secretly spills water and says, I couldn't control myself anymore. The second woman says, you are dirty. Clean yourself on your own. She goes aside and creates swelling on her chest with a bee sting to make the required shape. The manager puts a cross mark against the second woman. The next week, the third woman gives the daughter soup and says, I know you like chicken. I'll bring it now. The next moment, she brings chicken and feed the daughter, cleans her hands and mouth, and then changes her clothes. After that, she also feeds the baby with a feeder. The manager peeks through the door and writes some impressions on the report card. A week later, the manager says, today the daughter will decide. The second woman mutters, I will get rid of this disabled girl at the first chance. The boss comes and says, what's going on here? The daughter stands up from the wheelchair. The daughter says, I'm sorry, Dad. I had to do this. Ladies, I'm not disabled. I needed a good nanny who has good milk to feed my brother. The boss says, what nonsense is this? The manager says, boss, it was necessary to do this. The daughter says, during your travels, I tested them. Some women only came here to get your wealth, but only one woman took good care of us and also protected her dignity. The first woman says, sir, your daughter has made up a story. The second woman says, your daughter even pretended to be disabled. The daughter says, Dad, these women fulfilled the physical standard with the swelling caused by bee stings. The daughter drops a beehive. Both women run away after being stung by bees. The boss says, manager, I'll talk to you later. You leave. The manager leaves. The daughter says, Dad, please keep this woman. She is very good. The boss says, all right, daughter. The third woman says, sir, thank you. I really need this job. The third woman hugs the daughter.